Hi there. Welcome to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And if you are brand new to my YouTube channel, yay, I'm so glad you're here. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a regular subscriber coming back for another review, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. As you know, my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So today the movie I'm reviewing is called Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. So this comedy is a sequel to the Knives Out franchise. And if you haven't seen Knives Out, you definitely need to see that. However, you don't have to have seen the first one in order to enjoy this one. Most people are saying the first one is the better of the two, but I think that you're going to enjoy this one too. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you'll also like. All right, so in a nutshell, this comedy mystery had a limited run in theaters during Thanksgiving and is going to premiere officially on Netflix exclusively on December 23rd, 2022. The film is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. That's a really long movie and is rated PG-13. My overall movie review mom grade is an A minus. Now, even though I just gave you my score, don't turn away to another YouTube channel. Keep watching so I have a chance to explain why I'm giving it the grade that I am. All right, so the mysterious comedy was written, directed, and produced by Rian Johnson. More, please. Instant request granted. Once Netflix bought the rights for the third movie in this popular franchise, it began development. Yay! The third Knives Out movie doesn't have a release date yet, though, because the script hasn't even been written, but at least they're talking about it. And so it'll mostly likely come out in 2024 or maybe even 2025, depending on how fast they can put it together. This is the very first Netflix movie to play in 3 movie theaters before premiering on Netflix: AMC, Regal, and Cinemark. That's very unusual. The story is about the famed Southern detective Benoit Blanc, whom we met in the first Knives Out movie. So in this sequel, he travels to Greece for his latest murder mystery. Sequels always make me a little bit nervous because they have the reputation of being terrible and disappointing, but this one is a lot of fun and pretty good. So yay. So let me give you the list of things that I really liked about this movie. First of all, the killer, pun intended, the killer cast is extremely funny and includes 5 Oscar nominees, 1 Oscar winner, such as Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, Janelle Monáe, Catherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Noah Seeger, Ethan Hawke, Hugh Grant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and even Serena Williams. All of the actors look like they are having a total blast, which makes it even more fun, I think, for audiences to watch. There's a lot of humor, both visual and spoken. And Dave Bautista made me laugh every time he was on screen. The title gets its name, Glass Onion, from the Beatles song in the White Album. The first Knives Out movie also got its name from a song by Radiohead from their album called Amnesiac. Fans of Knives Out will get a kick out of all the subtle references to the first movie in the franchise. So look out for Easter eggs. I love twists, and so of course there are twists in this, just like in the first one. As an author, I thought the running gag of one of the characters who just was so pretentious, he used terrible vocabulary. I thought that was hilarious because he's making up words and not saying them correctly either. Anyway, I just thought it was pretty funny. Fun fact, Mona Lisa really was painted on wood and not on a canvas. So there were a few things that I didn't like or just thought could have done better. First of all, I was worried that the cast would wear face masks during the entire movie as a running gag. The good news is that they definitely don't. It's only in the very beginning of the film because it's supposed to be taking place, around COVID time. This is a very long movie, as I mentioned, and some audiences will blame it on the decision to tell the story for a second time from a different perspective. It's an interesting yet time-consuming choice. And then finally, some people are also complaining that it's not as down to earth. Everybody is filthy, stinking rich and just not living in the world of reality, that the set designs are way over the top. Personally, that didn't bother me at all. It just kind of made it fun and exotic. I don't know, because they're rich celebrities saying ridiculous things. All right, so let me give you some tips for parents. First of all, there is some profanity and crude and offensive humor. Various weapons are used. There is a lot of destruction. Several people flip the bird. I've always thought that was such a dumb gesture. I guess that's just me. And then there are some bloody moments of murder. So some of the themes that are illustrated very well are truth, wealth and power, haves versus have-nots, friendship, critical thinking skills, immortality, and disruption. All right, so I always write down funny lines and interesting lines while I'm watching movies, basically so I can just share them with you and you can get a taste of the script writing. So here are just some of the funny lines, and I have them all in my written review at moviereviewmom.com, so you can check all of them out there. I'll just share a couple of them with you. So in terms of funny lines, Birdie J, who's played by Kate Hudson, says, "It's so dumb, it's brilliant." And then the inspector, Benoit Blanc, played by Daniel Craig, says, "No, it's just dumb." And then she's having another conversation with Benoit Blanc, and she says, "Like Miles said, I'm a truth teller. Some people can't handle it." And so Benoit Blanc says, "It's a dangerous thing to mistake speaking without thought for speaking the truth, don't you think?" And she says, "Are you calling me dangerous?" And he says, "We'll see." Dun, dun, dun. And then Edward Braun walks in and all of his friends are there. He's played by Edward Norton beautifully. And he says, "Your next assignment is Who Killed the Party?" He is this sort of self-proclaimed genius. And so he's talking to his friends and explaining that he's all about disruptors. And he says, if you want to shake things up, you have to start with something small. And then another point, he asks the group this question and then starts to reflect on his own personality. He says, am I the person who will keep going? And he's challenging them to keep going, keep pushing the boundaries and that kind of thing. And then there's one moment, I guess this is back in the funny comments category, something dramatic happens and Birdie J, again played by Kate Hudson, yells, "What is reality?" It just made me laugh. And so there is the question of reality versus, all of this fake stuff. What's meaningful worth versus what's completely worthless in life. All right, so let me give you 3 recommendations for some movies that I think that you'll also enjoy if you like this one. The first one, of course, being Knives Out, as I mentioned. And in fact, I think that I will load up my movie review after this one is done so you can see what I had to say about that one. And then another one is one that just came out recently called Death on the Nile. It's a murder mystery, not a Knives Out, but murder mystery that's a lot of fun, very stylish. And then Murder on the Orient Express, which I think came out a couple of years ago. I did reviews on all of these, so you can check them all out. Thank you so much for supporting me by liking this video, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, and subscribing if you haven't already. And when you get a minute, run over to Instagram on Movie Review Mom or look up Trina Boice, which is my real name, and you can learn about my 31 nonfiction books that I've written, as well as my daily podcast and some of my lifelong learning education online courses for both professional and personal development classes. Anyway, thank you. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.